Everybody, it's Chad with Nobody Else's Auto. It is Sunday evening, August 16th. We are ready for the live chat. We're going to give everybody a few seconds to jump on with us here, and then we'll get rolling. So we'll take a few second pause, let some people know we're up, and be rolling here shortly. All right, we've got some people jumping on with us. We'll get ready to roll tonight into the live chat. As always, if you have questions, go ahead and throw them up there. I'll try to get to them, answer them best I can. I've got YouTube and Facebook both up, so if you see me glancing over at the other screen, that's what I'm checking. We've got Kentucky jumping on Facebook right now. Thanks for being here. So, like I said, any questions, comments, throw them up there. We can sure talk about them. I can try to answer them best I can. And we'll go ahead and get rolling for the evening. So that's what I'm doing. When I look to the other side, I'm checking the other monitor, making sure I keep up with everybody else. So anyway, as always, thanks for coming back. I appreciate you guys stopping by, hanging out. And I'm still amazed that you do, but you come back every week. We hang out. We have a good time. So as always, thanks for that. My week was pretty much normal, busy shipping parts. Went and listed a bunch of cars for the F&E Collector Auto Auction. So we'll get into that here shortly about what I got listed for that. So you can be checking out the pictures when they get up on the website here soon. We got Chris on with us on YouTube. Thanks for being here, Chris. Got our friend Glenn from Minnesota on. Glenn's one of our regulars. Thanks for being back, Glenn. Got my buddy Mike on. So that's what I did this week. So we'll get into some more details about some of that stuff here shortly. Did get some exciting news this week. We got Indianapolis on with us. Thanks for being here, Indy. The Springfield Swap Meet in Springfield, Missouri is back on. They had pulled the plug on it. I got it word last Wednesday. It is on, and it's next weekend. So they're putting her back together really, really quick. So hopefully that works out. We got Rusty's Muscles and Classics on from Oklahoma on. Thanks for being here, Rusty. So I'm going to try to get down there next weekend for the Springfield Swap Meet in Springfield, Missouri. We got Illinois on with us now, Wisconsin. Thanks for being here, guys. Springfield Swap Meet usually is a pretty good one. Typically, I have pretty good luck there. I always find some cool stuff. I find some cool stuff to resell, and I always end up bringing some stuff home to keep because there's a lot of good stuff there usually. So hoping that it comes together as good as it usually was. We got Texas on Facebook. So all of our comments seem to be working. That's nice. Hopefully technology will be an asset tonight instead of a hindrance. So Ozark Empire Fairgrounds, Springfield, Missouri next weekend is what they've got going. They had pulled the plug on it a few months ago. Was kind of disappointed. I always like to hit that one. And then they just reinstated it last minute. And they're going to make it roll. I guess from the way I understand it, there's not going to be anybody in the buildings. It's all going to be open air. They do have several buildings, and they had inside and outside vendors in the past. But now it's going to be all outside open air. Okay, we got a bunch of questions popping up on Facebook. 61 special with 215. I don't remember if I don't have anything that would be any good on that. I may have some cars that have them in them, but I wouldn't know anything whether they were any good or not. So it just depends if you need pieces or a whole engine or a core or a runner on that. St. Louis is on. Winnipeg, Manitoba, Florida, Nevada, Louisiana. Thanks for being here, guys. Got a great crowd building up tonight. Glad you guys are all here with us. So anyway, super excited that the swap meet is back on. Ohio on with us. Hey, Dan, thanks for being here. And hoping it works out. I've got a buddy down there who has a lift company, Champion Auto Lifts, and he's actually got a warehouse down in that area. I talked to him and asked him if he thought it was going to go, and he sent his guy up to get a bunch of spaces last Wednesday, and they told him they had already sold a couple hundred spaces. And obviously, with no inside vending, they had to revamp some things to make it all go outside because anybody that was inside is now going to have to move somewhere to an outside space. Erie, Kansas on. Thanks for being here, Erie, in-state. Danny Gates is on with us. Hey, Danny, glad you're here. So we'll see how that works out. I'm just glad that it's on. I'm excited to get to go and that it's going to happen again. So Anyway, that's what I'm getting ready for. Try to get some loose ends tied up around here so I can get rolling sometime later this week and get headed to Missouri. So, topic for tonight. I had a little quick topic I wanted to bring up, and I know we all deal with this. UP and Michigan, where Danny's is hanging out with us from. Glad you're here. And everybody sees this, especially on Facebook. And what's frustrating about it is then you've always got the internet trolls that hit people up on it. And this is kind of why I wanted to bring it up. There's a lot of people that have cars that they don't want to sell. They just don't want to sell them. And it could be for a multitude of reasons. Yeah, they may say they're going to restore it one of these days. They may never do it. But that may be what their goal is. That may be what their dream is. They may be saving that car. Maybe it was their brother's car and he's not around anymore. And you see people post that stuff on Facebook, found this car, but the guy won't sell it. And then, the next, 73 posts are people bashing this guy for not selling the car because he's not going to do anything with it. Well, the thing about it is it's not always about the money, especially on a lot of this stuff. We don't have cars because it's for money. I mean, I sell parts to make a living, but I got a lot of stuff I won't sell that's worth good money because it means more to me than what the money's worth. And that's what that's what you got to take in consideration. And that's something that the internet is so great, and there's so many things we can do with it. You've got so many people who don't think about the other side of it. There's probably a reason they don't want to sell it. And you just see people bashing them. Oh, you should sell it, let somebody do something with it. And it just goes on and on and on. And that's why I made some notes about it tonight, because you see that pop up. And that's not what we're about. I mean, we're part of this old car community to help each other and support each other. And, bashing somebody because they've got something that means something to them that's more than money, we should respect that and appreciate that side of it more so than the fact that, the car is not sitting on a pedestal in a climate controlled environment. And that's what so that's why I wanted to just bring that up, mention a few words about it, and that's what I see. When you see that stuff on Facebook and you see people bashing somebody on it, it's just frustrating. California, Arizona, Texas, we're filling up on Facebook. Thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate it. And that's the thing about it is money isn't always everything. Almost every one of us that is in this hobby for a reason has something that they probably will never sell. Whether it's an emblem that you got in a junkyard when you were a kid and it's what first started you into cars, it doesn't matter what that's worth because it's what it's worth to you. Maybe it's something you and your kid found at a swap meet. Maybe it's a car that got passed down from your grandpa. I mean, it can literally be an emblem off of a Vega, or it could be a Rolls Royce or anything. I mean, it could be a big block Corvette. It doesn't matter. It's what it means to the people. And that's what's, frustrating when you see that stuff, when you see trolls just bashing people on the internet about stuff like that. So we got Ned from San Jose on. Thanks for being here, Ned. So that's, and that's the whole purpose of this being the topic for tonight. And there again, if you guys have thoughts on it, I mean, please chime in. This isn't just about my thoughts. It's about all of us, because that's why we're here. We're here for the same reason. And that's why I wanted to make some notes about it. So, please be considerate of the other people. Think about why that car's still sitting there, because it probably does mean something to them. And the other thing about it is, if there's a big block Super Sport Chevelle sitting in plain sight, you're not the first person that's found it and went and checked on it. You're not the first person probably today. And, and people get tired of that too, and that gets very frustrating. Oregon's on. Thanks for being here, Oregon. But so that's all basically I'm asking is, let's be considerate. I mean, we're in this hobby because we enjoy it. Let's not make it bad or miserable for other people. There's a lot of people that have a car that's their dream to restore. Are they ever going to get to it? They may not. They may never get to it. But it's their dream. It's their hope. And sometimes, and I'll be honest with you, sometimes it may be a material object sitting in their yard or in the corner or in their garage, but sometimes that's what keeps some people going. It's the dream and the hope. I mean, all of us have projects, or a lot of us probably have projects that we're not going to get to. Maybe we'll never get to. But you've got a dream, and that may be what the situation is with that person who has a car sitting there not for sale that somebody took a picture of as they drove by and slapped it on Facebook and said the guy's a jerk because he won't sell it. So we got our buddy Rich on. Thanks for being here, Rich. So that's kind of what I wanted to bring up for tonight. And just like I said, you got to weigh all that. You got to think about where you're at. You got to think about what your collection means to you, whether it's one emblem that you found as a kid or whether it's a fleet of 100 cars. What's it mean to you? 64 Cadillacs. I do not have any 64 Cadillacs right now. I've got a 63 in the new yard, but no 64s at all, Stephen. And there again, Russ on Facebook just brought up a great comment. Thanks, Russ. And I'm glad you brought that up. Maybe if you see that person who says, yeah, I'm going to fix it up. I'm going to fix it up. It's been there for 20 years. And like Russ just said, hey, ask if they need a little help with it. Give them a hand up. Maybe you need help shoving it in the garage. You need somebody to help you change that flat tire so you can get it shoved in the garage. You need somebody to help get you rolling. And that's right, Russ. That's exactly right. That's what we need to do with the guys that say, oh, I want to do something with it. I'm not. Well, can I help you? I got a buddy that may have that piece you need. Can we help you get it moved? Can we help you do this? That's what this hobby is about. So thanks, Russ. That's a perfect comment. And that's exactly why we're here. That's why we want to be here, because we're a group of like-minded individuals that like the same stuff. Let's see. Some more comments over here. Yeah, and there's another good example. A guy had a 69 GTX. This is a comment on Facebook that was an original barn find car. And he put a new Hemi in it because he wanted to drive it. He wanted to be more streetable. Great idea. And there's people that just chastised him, I'm sure, for doing that. But it's what it means to you. Maybe you like the car, but you don't like the way it drives, and you want to upgrade the suspension and drivetrain. That's part of it. We're here to be supported, and that's what's. And like I said, Russ's comment is the best comment that I've seen or even thought about as far as on this topic of maybe they've got the dream and the hope and the desire, but maybe they don't have this. Maybe they don't have the right wrench to do something on it, and you've got it, and you can loan it to them. So let's see. We got some more comments popping up. Bear with me, guys. I don't want to ignore any of you guys, so I'm trying to keep up here. Right, and like Dan on YouTube said, just because some people who think what they've got is great and they're excited about it, and maybe you don't see it that way. That's very true too. But there again, is it your job to tell them it's junk? No, it isn't worth fixing. Well, maybe they don't have any money, but they've got plenty of time to tackle something that a normal person may turn their nose up at and say it's not fixable. But that's what we're up against, and those are perfect comments, and I really appreciate you guys engaging. Stephen, call me after we get done, or call me tomorrow on that 63, and we can see what we've got there. So, but that's kind of that's my whole point. And I see this stuff on Facebook, and I've gotten to the point where I can't even hardly stand to scroll through my Facebook newsfeed, because a lot of times, I've got these. Anytime you see something on a car post, and then you see people just start bashing them. Well, either bashing them for it's not being for sale. And then half the time somebody does have something for sale, and they get bashed by half the people because they think it's priced too high. 90% of the time when I see somebody bashing somebody for saying the price is too high on something, it's because it's priced at what it's worth. And a lot of people don't like that. If it's worth what it's worth, it's what it's worth. 90% of the time, I basically pretty much agree with the price they have on it. And then you'll see 10 comments saying, it's not worth half that. You're crazy. You're out of your mind. What good does that do anybody? And there again, and I'm just asking you guys to please be conscious of that. And in the groups that you're on, I mean, let's spread the word. I know you're, especially on Facebook, you're on these groups. You've all seen it. I know you have, because I'm not hardly on Facebook, and I see it just in the little bit that I'm on there. So let's see. James got his can. Glad it made it there, James. Terry's got 3 project cars in his garage. He works on his can because he's disabled. That's perfect, Terry. I understand that. Maybe you can't go out and do as much as you'd like on them if you've got some disabilities that hold you back, but you still got them, you still love them, and you're out there doing your thing, and that's what's important. And that's what we need to think about. So that's what I'm going to basically ask you guys tonight is let's try to make it a better world out there, at least in our corner of it, in the old car corner of it. You know, that hand up is way better than sitting there bashing somebody on your keyboard. You know, anybody can be a keyboard commando, but getting up and going out and lending a hand, and sometimes just asking the question. You know, they may be stumped on something and not have an answer. You may be able to give them an answer and turn the whole project around. And that's maybe why it's been sitting there for 6 months, because they got frustrated. It can be something that simple, and that's all it takes. So, like I said, that's kind of my rant for the night, I guess, is I just get so frustrated when you see that stuff, because I deal with car guys all over the world, all the time, every day, every week. And 99% of us are great people. You run into some snags all the time. I try to be as easy to work with as I can be. You know, the guys that call me and say that I'm hard to work with, it's because they were not very simple to work with. If you want to be difficult, I can be difficult, and I'm probably not going to have what you need, because I just don't have time to deal with people who want to be hard to work with. So, you know, I know 99% of us are great people. So let's try to keep our heads up, and let's keep that mentality going of that. Yeah, we are car guys. And we can do that for not only ourselves, but for our other friends. Okay, I got a bunch of comments popping up. I apologize. I'm just trying to keep up with everybody. I don't want to miss anybody. That's right. I got people chiming in about Russ's idea. Oh, yeah, people dog their car for it's not being 100% original. Hey, it's their car. It's the way they wanted it. Danny's dragging some stuff in too. So your car is an expression of yourself. Yeah, and who cares what others think? Yeah, and another guy on Facebook, you know, he's got a 60 T-Bird. He's working on it when he can. That's what a lot of us are up against. And when you can, that's a big thing too, because these projects consume a ton of time and a ton of money, and that's what a lot of us are up against. And so that's all stuff that we need to take into consideration. You know, we don't want to be, you know, bottom feeders down here in our hobby. We want everybody to come up with us. We want to help bring everybody else up if they're having a problem, and we can help. And yeah, keyboard commando, Dan, that's right. We've all seen keyboard commandos. They can sure throw it up there, but when it comes right down to it, you know, and what amazes me, and this is what I always want to ask, you see somebody bashing somebody's car that they don't like the way they did it. You know, I want to see what they've built, because you know what? I bet most of them never have. So, okay, we got them still popping up. Another perfect example. We got one on Facebook. Billy on Facebook, he's got a 66 Ford Crew Cab, and because he's saving it for his grandson. So that happens, and that's what we need to think about, and that's what we need to be considerate of. So that's my rant for the night. Let's all try to take, you know, all of these groups that we're on Facebook, you know, the guys that are on YouTube, and I know we've all seen them on YouTube too. I mean, I've seen videos on YouTube with car stuff, and it's just people bash them. They don't like the way they did something. Okay, show me what you've done. You know, if you've built something better and cooler, I'm more than happy to look at it and check out what you've done. But that's what is amazing is typically when you see a keyboard commando trolling somebody, a lot of them probably don't have them build anything, you know, much less, you know, have the knowledge and expertise and the drive and the wherewithal that a lot of us try to put into our vehicles. So let's try not to be those people. Let's try to be the positive people. Let's try to move forward. We want our hobby to go on. We want our hobby to go on for a long time, just like our comment on Facebook. You know, say, you know, we got a project I want to work on with my grandson. Great. Let's make sure we keep this thing moving forward to the next generation. And I know you guys have all heard me rant about the next generation, about we need to be cognizant of moving to the next generation in 70s vehicles, 80s vehicles, 90s vehicles, even, you know, because that kid that just graduated high school was born in 02. So when you know, the stuff from the 90s is old to that kid. They like pickups. You know, that's different than what a lot of us have been used to. And that's what we need to be aware of. So I guess the primary message is let's stay positive. If we see people trolling somebody, you know, try to help shut them down, be supportive, because I see a lot of people in this hobby that are this hobby's own worst enemy. So, and sometimes a few simple comments of support of the original poster and keeping a positive message makes it a lot better for everybody else. We've got a guy on Facebook. So we've got, you know, people, the old guy that's got the gentleman on Facebook who said he was disabled. He works on them when he can. People bash him for them not being done. That's not what we want to do. That's not about this hobby. That's not why we're here. We're here to enjoy it. So anyway, I'm going to get off that soapbox. We rolled with it a little longer than I planned, but let's be positive out there, guys. Let's keep our best foot forward, and let's help everybody out. And let's keep this entire hobby moving forward in a positive direction. Trivia. Anybody want to win an oil can? Let's do some trivia real quick. Tonight, metal Quaker State Deluxe. Pretty nice can, good graphics, good paint. The top has been cut out of this one. Bottom is still in it. Doubles, good graphics on both sides. Pretty sharp looking can, and it is an original metal can. So, if everybody's ready, I will keep an eye on both screens here, and let's roll with some trivia. Then we will get into what I picked up this week and new listings for F&E Collector Auto Auction. So, trivia for tonight. I did some videos from Meekum Indy. Did several of them, and I did several of them on the John Atspot collection. So, oh yeah, Terry, where's Jess? Terry's watching out for Jess. She's probably lurking in the shadows waiting to strike like she is. So, on the Mustang videos that I did, we did them on several cars from the John Atspot collection on the Shelbys. There was a 1 of 4 1966 Shelby GT350 convertible that was restored back in the 70s. The car had one major modification from stock. What was it? So, I'm watching about it, and here we go. And let's see. Videos for next week is some stuff out of the new yard. I'm going to get a couple things put together out of the new yard, and we'll bring you some stuff from there. We'll probably bring you some stuff from Springfield Swap Meet, and bring you some new info from there. We'll see what we can find there, see what kind of cool stuff that pops up there. So that's what's coming up this week. We'll throw up another Pioneer Village video at the end of the week. I don't know which one's coming up. There's so ungodly many cars there that I don't even know which one's coming up next, but it's all cool stuff. So we'll stick in there with that. New inventory this week. I only got one of them picked up. I did get some parts picked up this week. I picked up a 76 GMC half-ton pickup this week. Just a basic old pickup, nothing exciting, but there again, square body Chevy, or square body GM, I guess. This one's a GMC, so we've got to save it. Got to line it up with the rest of them. I don't have a ton of square bodies, so if I can find them. I got a few guesses popping up, but nothing yet. But I'm sure we're going to get there. We got some stuff close, so I'm still watching. So 76 GMC came in this week. I bought a was not air conditioned. Actually, those 4 Shelby GT350 convertibles were the first Shelby cars that did have factory air conditioning. So the air conditioning on that car was actually original. I'll give you a hint. The air conditioning system had to be slightly modified to add this option. No, it was not brakes. So still watching on that. Got some 58, 59 GMC parts in, grill, hood badge, hood, some other front end pieces I picked up from a guy. So that stuff will be listed soon. Bought a bunch more Hot Wheels. Always excited about buying Hot Wheels. A whole box of late 70s, early 80s Hot Wheels. Unfortunately, they're all open, nothing in the package. Still got stuff, guesses popping up, but nothing yet. So I've got a lot of, there we go. Walter got it and Dan got it. We had two of them pop up at exactly the same time, one on each format. So Walter on Facebook got it and Dan on YouTube got it. So both of you guys give me a call. I'll try to find an extra oil can laying around for you. Because I mean, literally, I had sitting here staring at both screens. They both got it. It has a Paxton supercharger on it. That my friend Jim Wicks, when he helped restore that car in the mid 70s, added to that. So we got Walter and we've got Dan on YouTube. Both of you guys give me a call. We'll figure out something. I don't know. I don't think I've got two of these Quaker State cans, but I'll get a can to both of you because I mean it was literally almost like instantly at the same time. So thanks for playing, everybody. Had a ton of good guesses. What's my take on unibody Ford stuff recently? I don't have any unibodies in stock at all, so I don't follow it extremely close. I've got some 61 to 66 Ford truck stuff, but it's not conventional, so I have not paid a ton of attention to pricing on the unibodies, either parts or restored trucks here lately. So I don't have a good answer for you on that, Russ. But anyway. So back to my Hot Wheels. They're all late 70s, early 80s, 115 of them, I think. So really excited about that, too. We may do some Toy Tuesday stuff on that. So I'm excited about it because it's like 70s and 80s stuff. So it's like my era of Hot Wheels. I seen the box and I was like, oh, I remember that one. I remember that one. I remember that one. I'll take them. So we'll get that done. We'll probably do that for Toy Tuesday. How do you decide if it's better to restore a Resto mod? That is basically your choice. Resto mod or original is completely up to you. That's whatever you want to do. Oh, CJR, my wife likes your personality. I didn't know I was that didn't know I was that personable, but okay, that's great. I'm just glad you guys are here hanging out with me. So that's the fun part about it. F&E auction, the F&E Collector Auto Auction, October 3rd, is coming up. I listed some more cars for that on Thursday, and I have some hotel information too. I did check with one hotel. I got my buddy Bill on. Thanks for being here, Bill. Always glad to see you here. I did talk to the Quality Inn in Great Bend, Kansas. They are offering a $70.99 room rate for the auction for that weekend of October 3rd. And they said that we'll honor that for however many nights, whether you want to come in Thursday or Friday, whatever you wanted to do. So the Quality Inn in Great Bend is where that was where I had checked because a lot of my friends stay there when they're in town. Their number is 620-793, excuse me, 620-793-8486. So those, those can be, you can call them if you're going to be here, want to check on rooms. We've also got a Super 8. We've got a Best Western. We do have several hotels in town. That was just one that I checked. And that's what they said they would do. This week, I listed a 1966 El Camino, small block power glide. Pretty good car. It's got some primer spots on it. It needs paint, but a really, really good body. It looks like they were going to do some touch-up work on it. Never finished the paint on it. I think it's got a 355 in it. It's got the original 283 was shot, and they put a 355 in it. Auction items, feclassiccarauction.com is the website. And these pictures are not up yet. They will be going up this week. And we'll catch those. So the El Camino will be up. I had another El Camino, a 1980 El Camino. Kind of different. Kind of a root beer brown metallic, kind of a sharp color, something you don't see very often, tan interior, with a 468 in it. They did a pretty nice job converting that too. So that will be popping up. It is just going to be it's just an auction. There's no swap meet with it. It is just an auction on that day. 92 Chevy conversion van, which is kind of to think that they're again, like we talked about, 92 starting to get old. 1950 Chevy 4100 farm truck, but looks like a really clean original farm truck with just no reserve. 86 Chevy short wide bed, obviously extremely popular truck, C10 two-wheel drive, red and white two-tone. I mean, just a really iconic color package. Great looking car. The Gremlin X is not going to the auction. No, the Gremlin X is kind of rough, Randy. 55 Chevy Stepside. Don't have any of those right now. We'll see what happens tomorrow, though. You never know. So, and I am just trying to keep up with comments on both formats here, everybody. So I apologize if I miss something or if something doesn't feed. Oh, and kind of another unique Chevy pickup. Obviously, the 86 short wide bed's a great looking pickup in the factory two-tone red and white color. So we've got one other Chevy pickup that is coming up that I listed that's really kind of a unique pickup is a 69 Chevy C30. So it's a one-ton dually with a flatbed, and it is a factory 396 4-speed factory air truck. So a really, really, really unique truck there. Like I said, it is a flatbed, but I was looking at this thing thinking, man, the possibilities for this thing are endless. If you wanted to leave it a dually, you can leave it a dually and do a custom dually bed for it. You know, maybe shorten the frame and swap it out with a different drivetrain. A little bit of rust in the rockers, but that's about it. Floors look great. Cab quarters look great. Super, super cool truck, even though it is a one-ton flatbed. Definitely something you don't see every day. So those will all be popping up shortly on the website, feclassiccarauction.com. And let's see, I'm trying to double check comments, making sure I'm staying current. It looks like I'm pretty much caught up with everybody. So that's pretty much what I've got. Anybody else has any comments? Go ahead and throw them up there, and we'll get ready to start winding up for tonight. Oh, and it looks like we're about done. Nothing else is really popping up. So, as always, I really appreciate you guys swinging by. I really appreciate you hanging out with me. I really appreciate everybody. A lot of people on YouTube tonight, a lot more than usual. I thank you for you guys for your cooperation, participation, and but that's what we're here for. Another perfect example on YouTube just popped up. He just rebuilt an 80 Sportster because he doesn't have the garage space for a bigger project. So, like I said, we're in this for the passion, the love, the enjoyment. So, sometimes you got to work with what you got. So that's what we do. As always, like I said, I'm still amazed that you guys stopped by. You want to hang out. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate the interaction. And really thank you guys on Facebook tonight and YouTube. YouTube, we had a lot more than usual. Thank you guys for being here. And thanks to everybody on Facebook. As always, if you got any specific questions about vehicles or parts, the best thing to do, just give me a call so we can, have that conversation about your project, what it is, what model is, what direction you're going with it, and what you need. So that's what we need. That's what we need to do is keep our heads up, stay in a positive mindset. Give me a call if you need something. Hopefully I'll find some cool stuff in Springfield that we'll be bringing you some videos on. We'll probably try to do some lives from Springfield at the swap meet. Hopefully, keeping my fingers crossed that I don't drive all the way down there and it doesn't come together like what they were hoping for. But sometimes you got to take a chance. So that's what we're going to do because I don't want to miss it. I haven't missed it in several years and really like going. So I guess we'll wrap her up. I think we are caught up on everything. I appreciate everybody being here and hanging out. Thanks for taking your time out to hang out with us. The two winners, give me a call after we get done here in a little while, and I will get your addresses and get something on the way to you. And we will see you tomorrow night on Nobody's Show and hopefully on some lives from the Springfield swap meet. So thanks for being here. Thanks for all the kind comments. I appreciate them. I had a bunch of kind comments just pop up, and those mean a lot to me, guys. I don't catch all the comments, and I know there's a lot. Once in a while I do see some of them, and I know and tons of you guys are supportive, and I really appreciate all the support I do get, even though I don't always, have time to recognize you guys. You guys are the ones that make it. You guys are the ones that make it for me, and I really appreciate it. And I do support it, and I do support the kind comments and all the support. That's what makes it fun. That's what makes it worth doing. So thanks for being here, everybody. We will see you soon, and hopefully we will see you live from the Springfield Swap Meet. We'll see you later. Thanks, everybody.